time for a break. Grab a coffee, get comfy, and catch up with old friends. Join us for an easy chat on all the biggest news stories of the day on ICRT Breakdown, a bilingual 2030 policy program brought to you in cooperation with the National Development Council.
Hi, everybody, and welcome again to ICRT's Breakdown. Join us and come with us as we discuss some very important topics and with some very important people. And today, I think Paz, I forgot to mention, Paz is my friendly person to my side here who's joining us today.
Hello, hello, and you are Tim Peggy.
I'm Tim Peggy. I can't remember. Sometimes I forget who I am. But I think we're kind of doing something a little bit different than we've done in the past, Paz. Maybe you could tell me what we're doing.
Yes. Well, as you know, we usually invite some internet personalities to come onto our show.
Exactly.
To discuss certain topics. But today, our guest is not an internet personality, but they are part of an NGO, a non-governmental organization that is focused on improving Taiwan's vocational education environment. So we're going to be talking about vocations and skills.
Skills.
Yes.
Okay.
So Tim, what skills do you have?
I was afraid you were going to ask that question. What skill set do I have? Can I have like a half hour to think about that question?
Sure. Maybe I'll come back to this question at the end of the program.
Okay, Paz, you want to talk about my skills? What skills do you have?
Well, a couple off the top of my head. I can bake. I can cook.
Those are two very important skills, as everyone in the office will ascertain to.
Yes, yes. And I'm also skilled in languages.
Ooh, that's right.
And
you can speak Spanish, too.
Y también hablo español, sí.
Okay. So you kind of have a head start on the rest of us, but we'll try and catch up.
All right. So our guest today is Peggy. Her name is Peggy Chin, and she is the Deputy Director of the Curatorial and Planning Center at Skills for You. So that is the name of the NGO. It's Skills for You. And she is here today to discuss with us the 2023 Taiwan Technical and Vocational Education and Training Convention. Welcome, Peggy.
Hello, I'm Peggy. I'm the Deputy Director of Curatorial and Planning Center at Skills for You. I'm come here to introduce our event and hope everyone can know more about our event and join the conversation.
Yay! So maybe first, Peggy, you could tell us a little bit about what is Skills for You.
So Skills for You is an organization that focuses on Taiwan's vocational education. And we believe that skills young are the key to society. However, we face challenges such as outdated equipment, teachers lacking industry experience, and a higher proportion of at-risk students in vocational programs. Therefore, our mission at Skills for You is to integrate corporate resources into teaching, advocate for the importance of vocational education in society, and highlight the value of skilled professions and vocational training. 我们主要就是关心台湾的技职教育，然后我们一直相信说，拥有技能的青年其实是台湾社会力量的来源。然后，我们主要在做的事情就是关心台湾技职的老师、学生的发展，然后会导入一些企业资源到教学现场当中。
Yes.
Cool.
So the 2023 Taiwan Technical and Vocational Education and Training Convention. So this particular event is going to be kind of like a convention. So you're going to invite a lot of speakers, invite industry leaders to come and speak about Taiwan's vocational ecosystem. The conference will bring together leaders from various fields. So can you tell us what is the 2023 Taiwan Technical and Vocational Education and Training Convention?
Okay. The conference brings leaders from corporate, ESG, and CSR, vocational experts, and bilingual policy together to discuss the need for skilled talents in society. And the goal is to host an international forum on the future of vocational education, encourage dialogue among governments, NPOs, industry, and education sectors to strengthen Taiwan's vocational education.
Very good.
就是台湾技职教育年会，就是会希望邀请主要一个是技职圈的师长，然后一个是企业家，然后会使用技职人才的企业来参与，然后我们是希望说可以在里面分享一些关于台湾技职政策的发展，那还有企业需要什么样的技职人才，让老师在教学项目当中可以减少学用的落差。
I'm a little curious at the same time, before we get into the talking about the event itself, is traditionally in Taiwan, it seems like the more vocational skills, parents and students haven't always valued very highly. And so is that also part of your program, is to improve the quality of the vocational training? So to give maybe students who are not as interested in the more academic studies an alternative for something else they can do and still have a meaningful career later in their life.
主要就是因为在台湾，好像大家会觉得说念技职高中的人就是比较差人一等的，然后是因为学术的成就没有那么好才去学习一个技能。但我们组织就很希望说可以达到去污名化，然后让大家知道说任何专业都是可以被肯定的。
So the main goal is to kind of improve the vocational education's reputation. So even though here in Taiwan, people tend to think like, oh, if you go to a vocational school, that means that you must not be good at studying, but that's not entirely true. It's that vocations are also just as important as having an academic career. So it's kind of just leveling the field and making it more equal so that people know that vocations are important too. Yeah.
And I think that's a very important lesson for all of us.
Yes.
I'm also a little curious, how does what you're doing then fit in with the Bilingual Nation program?
双语政策就是因为现在台湾蛮强调希望说拥有技职的人才也可以走向国际，然后让世界看见台湾的技能发展。我们的活动主要就是会实践双语政策的，一个是我们希望可以带领企业主到教学现场来观看技职双语是怎么样落实在教学现场当中，然后就是看老师他们用双语去教学技职高中所学习的技能。然后另外我们也会分享说各县市如何执行双语政策，然后就是他们在实践双语政策过程当中有什么困难的地方，那也有什么样的成果。
Okay, so the event also aims to address or to provide teachers with more bilingual resources as well, so that within the vocational industry or within the vocational studies, they can also incorporate English into the program. Because Taiwan right now is focusing on bilingual education, so it's kind of proving that Taiwan as an international member can also participate in these events, but also using English incorporated into the program.
And I think this is important too, because it's helping to make English a living thing in the life of students and the teachers and society. And that's the only way, if you really want to be bilingual, you have to make that language a part of your life and something that is actually living in your life. Otherwise, it's something, you go to school, you study it, and you forget it, and, as long as you're never tested about it, it's like, yay, who cares,
Yeah, so these vocational skills, 这些职业就变成是也可以在日常生活中也可以融入到更多的英语。So we can also prove that how vocations, incorporated into daily life, we can also use English there. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the event. So the event is held... It's going to be at the Multifunction Exhibition Hall in Songshan Cultural and Creative Park from December 16th to 17th. So 它是12月16号到17号在松烟举办的这个活动嘛。So what can people expect at the event? 他们可以从这个活动中学到什么呢？
The formal forum will take place on December 16 and 17, and we separate four sectors, including Vocational Leadership Forum, Industry Talent Forum, Urban Development Forum, and Skills Competition Forum. And the 2-day event will kick off with an opening performance featuring a renowned floral artist who will integrate various professions such as lacquer art and electromechanic to create stunning art. And we believe this performance will be a captivating highlight of the forum. 就是我们这2天的论坛呢，有分成4个小论坛，然后主要就是关于技职领袖、产业人才、城市发展，还有技能竞赛。那我们的表演一开始会有一个，我们的论坛一开始会有个开幕表演，是邀请到很有名的花艺师古文明，然后他会将他的花艺作品结合机电还有漆作，然后在现场创作。那我们相信说这会是一个蛮精彩的开场。
Awesome. So you guys have also invited many industry leaders. 就是也有很多就是职业的一些专家来讨论。不只是技职双语，可是也就是有关于 like vocational leadership and industry sustainability. 还有没有什么要补充的? Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Okay, and on the morning of December 17th, the Urban Development Forum will primarily focus on experience in implementing technical and vocational education policies by city officials, and particularly highlighting successful case studies. And one section of the forum will specifically delve into the bilingual policy for technical and vocational education. And for this segment, we have invited Professor 𝟮🬮🮮 from the National Taiwan Normal University Department of Education, who has a long-standing commitment to bilingual education in Taiwan. And Professor Lin will be moderating the discussion, and we plan to invite education bureau directors from different cities to share insights into how they are planning and promoting bilingual policies within the realm of technical and vocational education.
Yes. So overall, this event will be providing a lot of resources for teachers especially. So even though the event is aimed at both vocational students and teachers, the event will provide more resources. 它会提供更多的资源，就是主要是给一些技资的老师。Yes. So within the bilingual ecosystem as well, so because the event will also include some bilingual education information, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
And we have an event before the formal forum called Observation of Technical and Vocational Education School. And with Taiwan going to bilingual education, we found that teachers are working on using English into specialized subjects. And the goal is to equip students with technical skills and provide them with broader career opportunities, especially on the international stage. So our plan is to build a bridge between enterprises and schools. And companies get to see teachers using bilingual instruction and learn more about the education vibes, and witness students putting in the effort. And we are focusing on the specialized subjects like math, surveying, and fashion design, all taught in English.
Yes. So this is kind of bridging the gap. So like if these industries also have international, because, you know, Taiwanese companies are becoming more and more international as time goes on, so that these skills can still be applied whether you are here in Taiwan or whether you decide to develop abroad as well. So 就是有些学生如果他们也想要继续在国外发展，至少有一个基础在那里了. So they have received bilingual education.
And I kind of have a question which is kind of a little bit on the sidelines, but I'm a little curious. What do you think is the biggest challenge you have in Taiwan today in advancing the education of these occupational trades? 就是说台湾在推广的这一块上面的话，大概遇到最大的问题是什么？
主要是现在就是产业界趋势变化的很快，然后在教学现场课纲的设计或是老师他们对于业界的了解可能并没有那么的足够，所以我们就是希望说可以就是在这个活动也可以邀请到一些产业界的人才来分享说他们其实需要什么样的人才，然后他们在业界最重视的事情是什么，让老师可以带回去教学现场，然后并且来指导学生这样。
So in other words, they help the teachers better understand what the industry wants and needs, and so to fit the needs of the education, to fit the needs of the business people.
Right, and because the industry is developing so quickly, 因为它真的是发展得很快, so the information or the resources that teachers might have might be outdated. 可能老师有的一些资源可能是偏旧的. So in this case, 透过这个活动就可以知道就是企业最近有在发生什么事情. So it's kind of like an update, giving teachers, giving these vocational education centers more information so that they can be more up to date or be more advanced in their teaching.
Cool.
So you mentioned that because many industry leaders are going to be participating in the event. So what areas or what industries are going to be are the speakers going to be from? So 有参与这个活动的一些企业专家，他们都是针对是哪一方面的企业呢？
我们在12月10号下午的产业人才论坛里面，就是会邀请到企业家来进行分享。And the goal of this forum is to share current industry trends with a primary focus on the AI wave and providing attendants with insights into educational practice that can better align with industry demands.
Yeah, because AI is a rapidly evolving industry. 因为 AI 就是发展得很快。
对，所以我们就会聚焦在 AI 浪潮的部分，然后希望说，老师可以更多了解这些产业的趋势。
Okay, so now we're at the fun part of the conversation, or at least the fun part as far as I'm concerned, and that's the time for our cat's meow, or pet peeve, that new English expression, or maybe that old English expression or word that really makes you interested in something, or kind of makes you a little bit want to cringe, kind of go like, ooh, I don't like that. And Paz, if you don't mind, I'll start again.
Go ahead.
And I know I started the conversation today saying I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I got inspiration during our conversation.
So what skills do you have, Tim?
I've decided the only skill I have, it complements your skill. So you cook, you bake, and I eat. And I'm very skillful at eating. Isn't that right, Ping? Okay, Ping. We can't talk about Ping. She's here being our producer. But everyone in the station knows that Tim is able to eat. And so that's my very special skill.
I see.
But I think I need to develop something more, especially with AI coming into the picture here.
Yes.
But back to the cat's meow or pet peeve. I think this is I think it's a cat's meow. I really like this expression. And it's a very old English expression. A jack of all trades and a master of none. So in other words, you know a lot of different things, but you don't know a lot about anything.
So a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything and a lot of nothing. And that at times reminds me of actually even working in the radio station. You learn how to do many things. You know, you're doing the news, you're doing commercials, you're talking on air, you're writing things really quick. But sometimes you don't have enough time to really get really deep into the topics. But I think, over time here at ICRT, you have had time to develop those skills very deeply, haven't you, Pat?
Yes, I have.
But I think, oftentimes, you'll find when you're talking to people, you know a little bit about something, but you just don't know quite enough. And so you're a jack of all trades, but you're a master of none. You're not a master, you don't know everything about that one subject.
Very good.
So,
all right.
Paz, what is your expression for today?
For today, I also prepared a cat's meow. It's something that I like, and it's something that I'm actually a huge fan of. Have you heard of MOOCs?
Magazine books?
No. A MOOC is a massive open online course.
Oh, I have heard of that before.
Yes, and I think Skills for You also provides information about some MOOCs. 就是 Skills for You 有提供一些，就是比如说网络教学，就是提供给学生也可以来学一些技术嘛。So a MOOC is essentially it's an open online course. A lot of them are free online. 有许多他们其实在网络上教学是免费的。So you can sign up for these MOOCs and learn with people all around the world and learn about various subjects and maybe become a jack of all trades.
And we kind of had the discussion in the office a few days ago, didn't we, about Coursera? Is that kind of like a
Coursera, Skillshare.
Right.
Yeah, there's also edX.org.
There's like a master program, something like that too. I can't remember what it's called. Right.
Yes.
Cool.
So those are MOOCs.
Okay. Well, how about Peggy? What's your cat's meow or your pet peeve?
I think the word I like may be empower. And because I think I hope this event can empower students and teachers. And I think skills empower our teachers and students with care. And if they have skills, they have better life and future.
Yes, better opportunities. Yeah.
Well, that's a very good word these days because to empower, you take the skills you have and you give yourself more power, so to give yourself more of a voice in the community. I think that's a very good thing.
Yes, very good. So you can empower yourself by taking MOOCs and then become a jack of all trades.
And to stay ahead of the AI. Okay,
Yes,
that's
yes.
our main mission here today.
Yes. So thank you for joining us today, Peggy. Thank you for telling us about this wonderful event that Skills for You has prepared for the vocational education ecosystem here in Taiwan.
Thank you for having me and hope everyone can come to the event.
We will. And thanks, everybody, for joining again, ICRT's Breakdown, a great program sponsored by the National Development Council, making English a more friendly and a more important and maybe useful part of your everyday life. So thanks again to my co-host, Paz.
Bye.
And our very special guest today, Peggy.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Breaking the ice, breaking the mold, breaking down the news. You've been listening to ICRT Breakdown, a bilingual 2030 policy program brought to you in association with the National Development Council.